What's up, guys? It's Mr. Javid, and today we are back on the Pokemon Showdown server. Feels like I haven't played OU in years and years. It's probably only been a week. I played last week with that Victini team, but I played so much OU that 2 days past. It's been years. But today we're gonna be featuring. I like this team primarily because they had Weavile, very cool pick. I haven't seen Skarm either, and they had Helmet Chomp, so I think that's cool. Also has Slowking, so I also think that's cool. It's just a lot of cool picks, and I want to see what that does for us. Wonder if there's a reason to have. I've seen Nidokings with Flamethrower. I mean Fire Blast, so I don't know if there's a particular KO. But regardless, we're gonna hop on the ladder and do what we do here, picking up W's. How have you guys been doing, man? It really does feel like I haven't been on YouTube in like 2 months. Like, it's crazy. Uploaded Ubers yesterday. I don't know if the algorithm. That's the thing with YouTube, right? With the algorithm and such. Like, I be wanting to take a sec. I'm like, well, shit. The channel's been on such a heavy run, but I also have other obligations, and so in the case of this, the obligation is one. And so we may be temporarily fucked, but it is what it is. We'll do what we do. Good content cannot be suppressed. As let's figure out a way to win this game. Immediately I noticed his tremendous Coco susceptibility. I need to hammer away at his Ferrothorn. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that. Maybe with Garchomp. He doesn't guard well against Garchomp, so I could see Ferrothorn being forced in, and Landorus, two of which I want. Two Pokemon I want to have in versus Garchomp. Weavile's okay, but not game changing. Future Sight. What's his Nidoking counter? He doesn't have one, which means he'd have to start with whatever his Scarfer slash. Okay. So my biggest concern is definitely his Dragapult. I'm not sure what Dragapult are running these days, and so I'm not comfortable there. So what I'll do here is I'm gonna punish. Very surprised by a Tran lead. Couple reasons, but one more importantly is the fact that he can't deal with Nidoking. So if I start Nidoking, you've been fucked. So it implies to me that maybe he's not Scarf Lando. Teleport's gone. Slack off. Yeah, so we're gonna go hard Slowking here. I remember a situation that used to happen all the time back in Oras, where people would lead with their Stealth Rock when their team can't handle Stealth Rocks very well. So his team seems like a hazard control style of team because he can't deal with spikes, and he can't deal with hazards, and so the way it's gonna look, it seems, unless that's a Spike Ferrothorn, I'm pretty sure it's like Defog Finny, is very odd because I could have. Well, no, I don't know. I think Landorus and Dragapult had very little downsides, whereas Heatran had a lot. But that gives me insight already, because the only things that Heatran would positively start versus is actually Skarmory. So maybe he thought I was lead Skarm, so he's gonna Magma Storm off jump. Okie doke. So he's committed to either Stealth Rocking or Toxicking here. Because Slowking doesn't need his health in this game, like doesn't need to not be status, this puts me in a very good spot, because now I get to force in Ferrothorn slash Landorus, and if the Landorus opts for, we get to find out one if it's slow. So it seems to probably be Scarf. Generally they're not gonna have Scarf Rocks. Okay, excellent, I think. Gonna Quake hard as Finny is his initial. Wow, I get a crit there, which is rough. And that Finny is offensive. Which implies maybe a trick here or something of that nature. I can cover that with... Okay, I don't know enough about these teams yet to know whether or not this was normal. That's a tough crit though. So I've seen Scarf variants, which is why, again, I'm like, okay, well, that's likely the case. But this is phenomenal because this allows for me to just opt for really just Ice Beam hard. So he sacks Finny. I haven't shown Flamethrower. Ice Beam was always a play there. I either get the damage on Ferrothorn I need, because it's probably, it could be, I don't know, because it could be Scarf. It could be dual Scarf. So he goes back to Ferrothorn, and that's boom, bada bing, bada boom. So now Coco just runs wild. But as I said, based on his lead, you know, the sequence of events that are going on right now don't surprise me too much. Skarm has Whirlwind, so I cover for anything. Even if he U-turns, I get back to sturdy, so I can always phase back out if I need to. And if Heatran comes in, let me think. Garchomp's purpose. At this point, how am I planning to wrap this game up? Because I gotta be somewhat wary of Magearna. I don't know what Magearna can do. So I'm gonna position Garchomp in because it covers for if he Magma Storms, it forces. If he rock there, Garchomp forced in whatever. If I go to basically if I went to Slowking, he'd get rocks up. Especially if I hard switched to Slowking and gave him rocks, then while I don't lose too much, Garchomp doesn't need his health for anything, and Garchomp forces in his Landorus. So now, boom, Landorus is forced in. Now, he has to, Magma Storm to 26, yeah. And so now, he could opt for Quake. It would knock me out, but Skarm's always going to be my bet. I didn't want the Tran in because I don't want rocks up because I don't know what his Magearna is. But most Magearna probably don't run like Thunderbolt or anything to hit Skarm, so I probably can phase it if it's like that setup set. So I don't need to worry too much about it. And so here, probably definitely, 100% him going for rocks here. Like he actually stormed. So teleport. Okay, so this works. So rocks coming out here. He actually Magma Storm, which I completely disagree with. So positionally, it's better to have Nidoking in because one Landorus is going to be the one to come in no matter what I do, right? And so rock starts to this Landorus. I guess I can keep Garchomp. And I sack. If I sack Garchomp here, I get to go back to Coco. Coco deals with whatever. Coco Slowking. No, I'll go Slowking since I don't need it anymore. So if he U-turns, I'm in a phenomenal position. Because if he goes to Magearna, I can teleport out. If he goes to Dragapult, I'm good either way. I'm really not sure what to expect from this Pult. Maybe they run Draco, maybe DD. I'm not too concerned about DD. Maybe he's like, I'm just going to teleport here. So he's DD. So Future Sight would have been clutch there. So I actually could, well, let's not waste a ton of time. It's just Whirlwind here. He's leftover, so he's probably Phantom Force. I get Tran, which is alright. I mean, not my ideal switch. But now I know he's physical Pult, which helps a lot as he storms again. I guess Storm makes sense if you're trying to cover for a Nidoking switch. Oh, he had Taunt. Okay, so I'll Future Sight here to get some mileage out of this later on because the Skull is irrelevant. So now this puts me in a position of power because I get to Earth Power. Lando gets sacked and he can't even go to Dragapult. Dragapult, I'll just leave Nidoking in now. Now that I know he's physical, Nidoking never switches, so it's checkmate. But Coco also likely would have outsped his Dragapult anyway. So, well, I guess he could Phantom Force here. That's something that he could do. Matter of fact, if he's gonna do that, Hard Weavile is my best play. He actually Dragon Darted, which I disagree with considering you're gonna get Future Sighted. Maybe he forgot. But if he goes Mag and he's set up, I would have I have a couple options. Yeah, I could go Hard Nidoking, since he won't have any special attack boosts. But my best play there would easily to go hard Skarm, then switch Garchomp into the Heatran, or leave the Skarm in, depending, and then position Nidoking in, so I beat Magearna and Heatran remaining, you know. So, good first win, pretty clean. At a game, yeah. I don't know why I forgot. You can't tell it's been a minute. But working on some crazy shit, guys. We are about to take this to a whole other level. It's like it's on some moving from Pokemon Red. Well, not even Red, because to Crystal. Even though that was at the time a pretty big graphics transition. We're talking Crystal to Ruby, Alpha, Sapphire, Emerald, like crazy. Let's see. His team looks mad fat. It's probably just because of the conglomeration of pinkness. It looks mad fat, fatter than it is, just to make sure that guy didn't come back being sneaky. I really like Weavile's matchup in this one. Triple Axe Laughter Swords Dance is amazingly handsome. So we got to figure out whether it's Unaware Clef, I suppose. How do we do that? I really like Tapu Koko in this one, particularly Spikes up. Spikes plus Tapu Koko. Let me see. No Psychic Resist. So Future Sight plus what would be deadly? Future Sight and Weavile maybe. Yeah, Future Sight and Weavile looks good. Koko, Nidoking. Okay, so oh, I have U-turn on this. This is supposed to be Volt Switch. Well, that's gonna matter in this game. I actually would have liked to have Volt Switch there. I'm gonna Thunderbolt hard to see what kind of clef this is. Oscar Nidoking irrelevant. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I will U-turn because he may double switch, predicting my obvious Slowking. So this a little bit of 11% goes a long way too. Unless he's terrain, no way he runs Thunderbolt though. So actually, this is like the only calc he had on the thing. He's like, yo, damn. If you know nothing else, just know Slowking beating Nidoking. I guess Nidoking is a staple now. That's crazy. Staple in the diets now. I guess I can't Future Sight mindlessly. And so if he's prioritizing Clef like this, I'd assume he has something up his sleeve. So I'll Skarm. Okay, Spike. Okay, that's what it is. So this Spike's gonna go long, because it's gonna help me find out if it's Unaware Clef. I'm surprised he went hard Nidoking again. That actually gives me insight as my, insight on my opponent, because I completely disagree with the Nidoking. Unless you're gonna pivot to Zapdos here. Come on, dude. Come the fuck on. I just came back. That's super frustrating. Because now I have to. He's probably gonna go for a fire move, which is whack. Ice Beam. But the fact that he predicts there, let me know what kind of player I'm dealing with. I could have just stayed in. Like right there, you don't predict. You want to knock out the Slowking, right? So that's mad frustrating. Taunt. Okay, I see. So we'll Scald hard here on the off chance he stays in. Doesn't make sense to, but it was possible. As we Future Sight here to cover the Nidoking double. He's not pushing hazards right now, so Cinderace double, that works too, as Garchomp. So this is actually really good position for Garchomp, because I'm gonna get to Toxic. Oh, Cinderace getting punished big time, big time. So that's Coco range already. So I might see Clefable come in here, and so it just had leftover, so it can't be. So it's not Boots, which is good. Skarmory, super annoying, which means he gets to go for he could knock, he could Moonblast. I'm actually faster, so I can Roost here. He actually goes for Rocks. which means he has to stay in here to soft boil, right? And so the fact that he went for rocks is interesting because spikes. So I'm gonna do is go to my Slow King here to cover for a Nidoking switch. Slowbro was his initial. I'm curious as to what he has in stored. I do want the damage on Slowbro. I do need the spikes as well. So we'll Future Sight first to cover his, because I know he's gonna go for his. I have a dark type though, so let's see. Future Sight position. We're staring down what Cinderace potentially. That's fine. Let's fish for the burn here. I don't care about that because the Cinderace. I slack off the damage, and then he pivots back. I guess I could pivots back. I shouldn't take a lot from this. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that's nothing, because I'm probably staring down Blissey. Okay, so Clef is gonna take the Future Sight. And so now it's knockoff. Just based on how he plays, I know he's not gonna heal. And Slowking is decent on health. Spikes. I'd rather be healthy. So it goes Cinderace, which is interesting because, well, let's see. Let's see if he HJKs. I doubt he'd Power Ball because it just gives me. Come on, man. That's fucking HJK range. You got two crucial fucking crits this game. Now I'm HJK range if he has it. When before I probably was not. So now I have to switch because I want rocks this game. For, well, I guess I don't need it, but like I'd like to have it, you know. If I get the triple axle, I sweep him. Like if I get the right roll on triple axle, I kill his Clef. But the way this game is going, that might be too much to ask. That's mad frustrating. Not gonna lie to you. Golly. Yeah, sacking Garchomp here is not the wave. Okay, so he switches it out into Clef, which I'm okay with. Clef I don't like having in. Okay, so he left it in. Oh my god, bless. Oh, he's definitely not leaving this in if that crit did so much. So Blissey's in. Blissey's an interesting one. Could have toxic, could have a plethora of things. I could if there was a time for Weavile to go crazy, it would be now, but I'm not certain if +1. He's heavy duty boots. What is my setup fodder? If I Weavile now, I murk through a lot of his squad. If it's toxic, what I could do instead is Stealth Rock, because he only can knock me out. He can't knock me out with Seismic Toss. The best he can do right here is Toxic, and he'd show me. I really don't want him to be a Thunder Waver. And also, I know I'm giving his Clef the opportunity to heal, but the way he plays his Clef, I'll get more opportunities. Besides, I don't think Clef can knock out Weavile at full health. I just know it's gonna be a problem if Ice Beam. So if he has Ice Beam, I doubt he has Ice Beam, Seismic Toss, Soft Boil. Plus he probably wants his hazards. Banded Weavile would mess him up, and I'd Soft Boil if I were him. Oh my fucking god, this dude has Thunder Wave, man. Thunder Wave fucking Ice Beam, guys. Only here. He's gonna leave this in though. Please, Weavile, for the love of God, get rid of this Blissey, because now that opens up the fact that he even allowed me to hit, was gonna allow me to potentially knock off his Blissey is just preposterous. But Weavile is actually still very good here. Unfortunately, Garchomp has gone to the one fucking um um what's it called in the game? So I have to give him Scarm here. Powerball misses, which is just the justice is just delicious. It is scrumptious. It's wonderful. I'll body press for the ice beam. Oh man! Oh man! Oh man! This was obvious, I suppose, but I don't think I had much of a choice here. I had to stay in with my. He actually heat wave, which is a huge mistake. Huge mistake. So now Zapdos is hit to where is he static, right? He's just roosting terrain off. Okay. Let's get this Nidoking in and punish. Yeah. So that means he might have given me the opportunity to. Yeah, he saved his Huh. I wonder. I think he's gonna teleport here. He ice beamed. Okay. Does he have teleport? Like, what the fuck is this? Obviously he's gonna soft boil there. So SD, I'll knock first. I'll knock hard first. Triple axle. If I can get the fucking roll. Come on, man. This is so fucking ridiculous, dudes. Bros, this is so ridiculous, man. I lost so much momentum. The Zapdos is obvious, but I lost so much momentum. Now I don't think I can win. Now I don't know if I can win. The way he plays implies that I can. Especially if I use Future Sight intelligently. Future Sight. Here as he goes to Zapdos. Thunder Wave. Future Sight as he goes to Zapdos. No. I fucking knew he'd Thunder Wave. It wasn't a good play, but I knew he'd do it. So ideally, oh my god, man. So now he has all the leverage because he can pivot. Zapdos is getting, I mean, that's so frustrating, man. Let's try it again. Oh my god, sometimes guys, this game just kills me, man. So I know he's gonna knock there. It allows for me to teleport. I'll have to play differently. He leaves it in. So that would have been a great moment to have to get my Coco in versus his Clef or Nidoking and then catch Blissey and double back. But hey, let's try this again. So with the special attack drop, this obviously makes things a little harder. Let's teleport here. I want so let's catch the Blissey again. The problem is I can't have him ice beaming for free. So let's teleport again here. No reason not to Sludge Wave. Watch him go Cinderace this time. So I finally get the fucking... Okay, give me something good. Give me something good! Some hope! Man, that took forever. Like, so... Still hope. Still hope for show. Especially when I play Future Sight well. So let's give him this dusty ass Skarmory, because You know, clearly I can't do shit about that. With boots, Blissey being in, since it's Ice Beam, nah, Thunderbolt here every time. The Blissey can't even touch my Coco, in all honesty. I could see him trying to double switch, but there's just no double switch he has. Because now I get to play with the future sight stuff. He had teleport this whole time. What the fuck kind of garbage Blissey is this? So that actually really hurt my chances. But it's not over yet. He had teleport this whole time. This hurts. I gotta get a good triple axle roll. Oh my fucking god, bro. That game was just crazy, man. But you gonna have those. Welcome back to Showdown Jam. About time we start seeing some squeak. Yo, Urshifu, you know, it just hit me the other day that Urshifu has not had a sprite for damn near half a year. I never realized. I'm tight I lost that game, but I'm glad I had shots. I just don't like that he got rewarded for his nonsense. Like, I wish he got punished for his nonsense. Coco immediately springs out to me, especially because his only Coco answer loses to Skarm every time. The combination of Future Sight implies that he'd have to go to either Shifu or Mandibuzz, which would mean that SD Weavile is quite good here. Like deadly good. Spike's very good as well. Yeah, just a really good Coco game here. Also solid Nia King matchup. Dragapult's one of those funny mons that I just don't deal well with. And so, as I said, Mamoswine is its only bet. And so that has to come in. Oh yeah, I switched it to Volt Switch. Yeah, that's what you get, Jam. Should attack there, that made sense. So I'm gonna punish. If he rocks here, so be it. His boots Coco, so I'm not too concerned. The Coon, I wonder. Yeah, I figured as much. I want to get a good roll on Coon. He should Scald this turn. It's like super obvious that I have Whirlwind as he fucking crits. Guys, I don't know what's in the air, man. And what blows more about this is the fact that he can just go to his Mandibuzz here, and I get this. These are why crits, luck, things like that matters a lot. Now my Suicune should be at 50. Now it's at half. I mean, it's at 29, which means that Mamoswine now destroys me. These things matter, man. I sometimes, guys, sometimes I swear. I think we might just have to start all over again. But I got the bad end of the stick considering all the work I just put in to get myself in this position in the first place. Like Shadow Ball, Fire Blast, something of that nature. What I'll do is I'll go Garchomp since I know it's 0% chance. Oh, he Dragon Darted. What? That made no sense. That made no... What? Why would you ever dart there? Versus a Skarmory. What were you predicting? Like, that made no sense. So my Chomp is low, which isn't the biggest deal in the world. But it does matter. So Gleam literally missed versus this Slowking. And I'm unsure of what these things tend to do. And so I'll just go to my Slowking, pivot. Obvious teleport on his Mandibuzz. And this is where things get interesting because he's really weak to Weavile. So is he gonna commit to defogging? I think he does. And then he loses a mon. Yeah. Ideally, I get something out of this turn. Ideally. He was a fool to switch. He should know he was playing me. It does mean I can volt switch more freely and set these hazards back up, but you know, I think your guys are starting to understand my frustration. Like, imagine 3 layers of spikes up, guys. How handsome would that be? A spike. I don't even know the Coons item. A spike means what for us? Because now he's getting to the point where he can't guard against spikes. A spike goes a long way. Because his Suicune is still potentially problematic. And I can't have this thing repeatedly come in. Skarm's core purpose at this point is to... What would it come in on? It can come in on Buzz. What lures in Mandibuzz? Slowking might be slower than him. So, because I've shown SD, I could see him not going harder Shifu and staying in, but he goes Suicune, which works for us too because now it can't heal, which is a big deal. But now I have to pivot play, which I didn't want to do, but so this allows for us to teleport. We don't want Urshifu getting a free switch in. Besides, if he goes for the Calm Mind, excellent. If he opted for this decision, because he can't heal anymore, the more he weakens himself, the more susceptible he becomes to Weavile down the line. And so now I don't have to worry as much about Calm Mind, you know. He actually forfeits. I think he had a shot. I mean, after the last game, certainly. But yeah, we're going to grab one more because I'm enjoying myself. I'm just going to be the last game. Are all these teams the same? What's going on? Weavile low-key threatening, man. I just don't trust Triple Axle as a move. I don't have too much experience using that move. Damn, low-key missing U-turn right now because look at Coco and his team with U-turn. So we're going to have to punish a lot with Nidoking. Like, horrible Nidoking matchup for my opponent. Horrible. But with a spike, Coco forcing Nidoking to come in repeatedly, because Nidoking can never get past my Slowking, then we're looking at devastation off jump. And so Skarmory is going to be coming in on Kartana, Clef, and we're going to be forcing in that Nidoking from Jump Street, as he actually starts with Clef. People play Clef like they play Lando, so I'd assume he'd stay in here. Yeah, I am semi-curious as to what would be coming next. What's Garchomp's core? You know, Urshifu pivot, I suppose. Skarm again for Kartana. Like, you'd assume Nidoking would come in here, and I'd assume like you'd have something for that. I want this spike up. So trick. Okay. So that was the trick. No pun intended. But the spike's gonna go a long way. And so I'd assume at this point you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna switch my Heatran into punish. Yeah. So ooh, okay, big guy. Okay. Interesting enough. I'll teleport still. He texts. My Garchomp cannot touch this, but what's his hazard control? Maybe Kartana. But this is great. This allows me to pivot back to Slow King on his, I'd assume, Nido King. It doesn't matter what. Okay. He has Trick Thunderwave. Okay, let's send the future sight out then. I really don't want this Thunderwave though. But my Nido. I really don't want this. I don't want to play with any more Thunderwave luck. Huh. So we'll roost here because it does matter to have this as he opts for Kartana on a Skarmory. Very weird, especially because you know you can like knock off. That's generally what Kart's gonna be bringing to the table. This really is throwing me off. I don't understand this Kartana decision. Either way, he went Kartana to defog. Oh, no, okay. So knowing this is ladder would be mindless future sight. Be shocked if it had ice beam. Mindless teleport too. That worked. I just knew that one, I didn't need Garchomp at full, but more importantly, Trick Thunder. He keeps inviting in my Nido King. Or Shifu, huh? I'm assuming he had anticipated Nido King there. So I could give him Garchomp for 2-hit sign. Or Coco. Coco makes. Actually, I don't know how much this generally does to Coco. My man bulked up. How disrespectful of you. The gall of this guy. As if I don't have a Tapu Koko. Like, the gall of this guy. So, I ideally would like to catch Clef's, the Heatran's item. He's very protective of his Nido King. But as I said, I don't want my, what's his face? Okay, let's start doing damage. Don't, nice. So this is a free Ice Beam. Yeah, so he leaves the Clef in. Interesting. Always gonna Ice Beam here. I have nothing to really lose. Ice Beam did. Sludge Wave. He should pivot to Tran here. But because I got rocks up, I'm punishing that Tran now. Which was the point of that. As I said, Garchomp actually can't touch his Tran. He's forced to Magma Storm. Very predictable. I could have knocked out the Clef. But I'll start playing Future Science. I teleported hard last time. Scald. What would his Scald switching be? Since it's bulk up Shifu, probably can't touch. I'd assume his initial would be Clefable, no? Probably has taunt on this harder Shifu, okay. Okay. So he's gonna attack hard into Garchomp, but what I'm gonna do is make sure that this can't come back. I actually didn't know it would do less than half. Oh wow, that does Chomp, my guy Chomp, my guy. And so our Shifu is now no more. It's a roll, but the biggest, fastest, strongest thing on his team is now no more. Defog Kartana is real interesting. But Coco comes out here because he should never want my Nido King coming in. I'm surprised he at best tried for a speed tie. But I know I have my slow. Okay. So future sciences. Okay. Forces in. Okay. So Scald into No, no need. So now he knows if I attack him this turn, he goes down. So I'll teleport. Let me see. What would you go to? Clef, and then you do your. Because at this point, it's getting to the point where my Weavile is about to sweep. Clef is irrelevant though. Yeah. There he is. Trick. Thunder Wave. Soft Boil. Okay. I keep pivoting to Nidoking and Skarmory. So what I'm gonna do is Future Sight here. I shouldn't be playing around with this lot, but it's taking a lot longer than I'd like. And he's already given me sub damage as Nidoking, which is gonna help my Coco. If you don't realize, Coco is about to destroy. So it does pivot to Heatran. Awesome, awesome, awesome. As this allows the freest of old scolds, because Heatran is getting punished by rocks every time it comes in. Let's kill him on. Let's teleport here. Basically, I actually didn't expect Slowbro to be his initial, but this forces a kill. I can't go to Nidoking. Everything else that dies. Except Tran. Tran probably can take a Bolt Plus. So it goes Nidoking. So there goes his electric immunity. He probably forgot about Future Sight. You hate to see it. Yeah, so Kartana is forced to come in here. If my Aura's counts are still correct, Cart gets dropped here. But even if it doesn't, at this point, once Cart gets dropped, Nidoking just comes through. Weavile comes through, and then he can't even beat Slowking. So as for that pesky Clefable, and you already know what it is. You already know what it is. We're about to get this party popping with this Nidoking. He has to heal. He doesn't heal, which is a misplay. I'm attacking straight up. I don't give a damn about that Heatran, because Weavile was now a problem. So the cart rears its ugly head as what would be the worst case here? Defog. I'd like for him to remove my Scarf Sticky Bar, if I'm honest with you. Sacred Sword. Why would he Sacred Sword? He doesn't have knockoff, that's why he'd Sacred Sword. Spikes. And he's Choice Scarf. Okay, that's fine. Okie doke. So obviously we don't want him to have a Leaf Blade potential. So Tran comes in. What I should have done there was no, Sacred Sword did 34. So no, switching out my Skarm was the correct play. I just realized that he has a Leaf Blade potential. And because I allowed he Moonblast versus my Coco on the switch, so now I have to be a little more careful, primarily because now he has the opportunity to Hex. I wonder what the role is on that. On Body Press versus Kartana. I'm not happy about. I should have kept Skarm more healthy. So now if I get hexed, I lose. The reason I'm going Weavile here is because get the Ice Shard damage. If he's not Scarf, then he loses too. I'm very surprised he so there's the damage for potential. Sacred Sworded though, which is a huge mistake, because now, unless he's not Choice Scarf, I get to Future Sight. Let me think. Mm-hmm. So he's staying in, which makes sense. He can't switch out here. He knows that. And so it would make sense here if he attempted to... That's fine though. If he teleported there. Uh-huh. And so this gives me the opening I needed, because even if he... It's so annoying with the... Please, Karm. I just need you to come through real quick. But this is my own fault. I didn't consider the Leaf Blade potential. I can't remember the last time I saw a damn Kartana. And so like the body press calc here would be important, blah blah. I don't know what he's thinking about. He has to switch, unless he forgot about Future Sight again. Alright, Skirm, let's see what we got here. But fun games today. I really enjoyed this team. Shoutouts to where are you at, my guy? DJ, and really enjoyed your team, bro. Feels very ORAS with a mixture of Gen 70, like primarily because Gen 7 had Z moves, so there was that surprise factor. You know, you could never really know. Like for example, right now this cart could have been Z move, and it would just mess my That's what I didn't like about Gen 7, the unskillfulness, the lack of skillness of Z moves. I mean, technically he could pull a little something off, you know. Because I'm thinking, well, what would the sequencing have to be? If I get the roost off here, I roost, and then I have roost, then he attempts to teleport. Even with the roost, it gets tricky. Oh my fucking god, man. Oh my fucking god. So oh my fucking god, man. I gotta time this correctly. Yeah, he just wins with this Kartana now. But that was my own fault. If the hacks can happen, it will. And sure, I should have accounted for the Leaf Blade. Like, that didn't even cross my mind. So I either should have done one or two things. Kept Coco at absolute full, so Leaf Blade never kills, I'm pretty sure. Or so I should have been throwing Weavile in instead of Coco. Or versus the Clef. There's just no excuse for that. I could have gotten that easily. But yeah, thanks for watching. We'll learn from it and move forward. I should have known we'd have gotten. Like, did I learn nothing from the last game? Sloppy there. But even with the para, it still got somewhat tricky. Not really, but you know, he'd have tried to teleport. Maybe. Like, it could have gotten tricky if he tried to teleport. One, I shouldn't have even switched my Skarm Harden on the Kartana. I saw Defog and assumed it wasn't Scarf, but there's no reason to assume that. There's a ton of mistakes in that one. But hopefully y'all enjoyed. Learned from my mistakes as we climb back up to the top. And yeah, hit the like button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.